To everybody who's been liking the videos so far, we thank y'all. You guys liking the videos has kind of helped us start to grow the channel even more, so we appreciate it. To those who have not, please, we ask you, hit the like button before you even watch this video. It helps us grow the channel, helps people learn about us, and allows us to make more great content like this. So that's all we got. Thank you for helping us grow this channel. Hit the like button right now, and on with the show. You know, we here again. Super duty, tough work. Yeah. You know, spreading like, you know, it's, I don't know what the fuck to say. A bad rumor. People are learning about us like bad news, you know. And so, you know, we get around, man, you know, like a lie. You know what I mean? So these other podcasts, they be spreading like the truth. You know what I'm saying? But we be spreading like a lie. You know what I mean? That's how you know the shit powerful. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, you know, this week we're going to talk about something that it's about learning, really. And this topic is kind of was brought about by my experiences learning how to sew this last year with this whole lockdown. And, you know, there's many things that I learned doing it that I'd never really experienced in like 10, 20 years. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, and it gave me the thought about why a lot of people don't like learning new things. And you know, it's easy to look at somebody older and who's resistant. Oh man, you guys are stuck. You don't want to learn new things. Y'all don't want to. Y'all better get with the now. But there's real reasons why people don't do it. And I had forgot until I was in this class and I didn't know shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, and everything that people know about me don't matter. Blueprint ain't blueprint in that class.
Yeah, nobody care about blueprint in a sewing class.
No, my teacher's is like 70.
Right.
They don't
she
give
has no idea.
No. She don't care, you know. And so this is a whole different world. So we want to talk about why people are scared to learn new things. And so what I hope happens is that in listening to these reasons, you can hear some of them in yourself. Mm-hmm. And maybe understand why maybe you gave up something too early. Why you haven't pursued something that you always wanted to learn. And if you can at least first admit that, you know what, yeah, this is kind of why I don't be going all in on that new shit I want to learn. If you can at least get there, then hopefully we can get to the point, or you can get to the point to where you feel better about learning something new because you accept these things as just a part of it and not unusual. And so we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and want to grow, so go ahead and download. Every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin, so we share information and honest discussion and keep repping a culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry, but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against the team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. You are now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut. Adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
We'll see. All right, folks, we back, man. We're talking about fear of the unknown. Why people are scared to learn new things. We're going to start with number one. The number one thing and reason people are scared to learn new things is hierarchy. The thing about hierarchy is sometimes we don't even know it exists. You know, like hierarchy is basically a ranking system in life. Everything you do, you have a certain position. You know, you in hip hop, I've been in it. You've been in it for 20 years. Mm-hmm. We're ranked as veterans. You know, as some people consider us independent hip hop icons or legends or whatever they may say, or just, guys who've been around forever, pioneers of certain segments. When I played basketball in high school, I was a team captain. I was a starter. There was never any questions about where I ranked.
Right.
When I went to sewing, I wasn't shit.
Right.
I was a dude who looked at a couple YouTube videos and wanted to learn. I was no different than any other student going in there, and I did not know nothing. Being Blueprint didn't matter. What I learned, what I went to college for didn't matter. My ranking among my friends didn't matter. Family ranking hierarchy didn't matter. And you start all over again from the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people are terrified of that, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened with me with producing. Like, like everybody knew me as a rapper, but I get on the beats. It's like, oh, we ain't really trying to check for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you down there, bruh.
Yeah, it's true, man. You lose it, and as much as you may, you want to bring that ranking with you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
You can't. And it may piss you off that you can't bring that ranking with you, right? But sadly, man, I'm sorry. It just don't work.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's
not happening, man. And so a lot of people, but when you really look at why some people give up certain things, why they decide to not pursue certain things, a lot of people don't want to start from the bottom, man.
Yeah.
Not in even terms of knowledge. They don't want the social ranking, the hierarchy of it, to go into a new field and be looked upon as the rookie, the newbie.
Yeah. Novice.
After living their whole life dedicated to something different, but being an expert at it, being great at it. Time at one job. This is, jobs are a great place where you see this happen. Most of the anxiety about switching new jobs revolves around a new hierarchy. In your old job, you knew how to move, how to shake and bake. You knew who did what. They knew what you could do. So they viewed you a certain way. But when you go into a new field, you have to forfeit all of that and start again. There's no guarantees that you will even ever reach the same level as you were on the other thing.
Right.
So it's deep, man. It's pretty deep. And so that's number one, hierarchy. Now I think I got something going on my camera here. Give me 1 second. Bang. Excuse me. Oh, man. Okay. Now, number 2 reason people are scared to learn new things is ignorance.
Yeah. Especially if you coming from a place where you are at the top of whatever field, you're leaving or, taking a break from. It's hard to admit that you don't know shit.
Right. That's hard, man.
It's hard. Well, you know everything over here.
Yeah.
You come over here.
Like, that don't
you don't know. Yeah. How do I do X, Y, Z?
They be like, that don't apply. We don't care how you used to do it over there. Over here, though, this is the procedure. This is how it's done over here, sir. Where you used to do it, we don't know that. This is what we know over here. And over here, we don't care.
We could care. We couldn't care less, bro.
It's wild, but yeah, you're right. And as we as people, we take a lot of pride in our intelligence, right? We and our knowledge plays a good role in how secure we feel. Some people live in certain areas because they know those areas. Some people frequent certain areas because they know those areas. I know this spot like the back of my hand. I know this, this club. I know this venue. I know this place. I know these people like the back of my hand. But to throw all that away and now to say you don't know nothing, zip. In fact, and to look at like the mountainous amount of information you have to learn to be able to even be average.
Right.
People not ready for that conversation, man.
Yeah. I mean, this is something that both of us have gone through. You with sewing, even looking at videography and photography. Like we've both experienced that in that realm. me dipping into production in the last, few years. Like, so we have really keen recent knowledge, you know what I'm saying, of how this feels. And it's a hard thing to swallow sometimes. But if you're hungry enough,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Then it feels worth it. The ignorance is okay because you're ready to learn. You're willing to learn, and you understand. We understood going into these things that we ain't know shit.
Yes. Facts.
So we understood that we was going to have to dedicate time and, in order to get rid of that ignorance and that feeling of ignorance and not knowing things. Now I can speak the language of a photographer, pretty well. Now I can speak the language of a videographer, of a producer, because I've taken the time to get rid of that ignorance. But starting out, man, it's a difficult thing to swallow.
Yeah, what you hit on there is real important about, like, we have to be able to admit that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
How many people do we talk to daily that people can barely admit that they're wrong?
Right.
Let alone admit that they don't know nothing about a specific topic.
Facts.
It's extremely rare and humbling to find people who can say, you know what, man, I don't know. This is what I've seen and observed, but I don't know why that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's behind that. I don't know how to do that. We like to guess first. You know what I mean? And then if we get challenged on our guess, then we'll say, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's true.
Right.
But very rarely are we forced to say, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know why that does that.
No.
I have no idea.
I'm lost. Dog, there's not been a class I've been to where I've been like, can you explain that again? Why would I want to do that?
Right. Hold on. Oh, what? Hold on.
It's a welt pocket. What's a dart? What's it's so many things. Why am I doing this again? I don't understand what this piece is supposed to be. Oh, that's your back pocket. Bloop, 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 bloop. I don't know. I'm holding a thing in my hand. I don't know what it's supposed to make.
Mm-hmm.
Lost in the sauce. But nothing makes you more likely and to be able to learn than admitting ignorance.
Right.
The only way you'll ever be able to learn new stuff and be great at it is to admit that you don't know shit.
Yeah, true.
And the main reason certain people stay at the level they're at, keep the same set of skills and don't advance, is because they have never admitted that they don't know.
Yeah.
There's something very empowering about saying, I don't know, but I'm going to learn.
Yeah. I recently did an interview with Il Po. I haven't aired it yet for Beats and B-Sides. And we kind of talked about this and him learning the piano and getting back into engineering school and everything. And another thing is he was surprised at how much he didn't know about engineering, thinking that he knew, so much. And once you get back into that learning state, it's like, damn, I thought I knew, I thought I knew 90% of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Getting in there and figuring out, like, I don't really know shit.
Nothing.
I'm just winging it.
Oh, it hurts your confidence. But
it can.
It makes you realize, but if it hurts your confidence, that means that your confidence was built on something that wasn't true.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of us build our confidence on something that's not real. It's more ego than confidence. Confidence is built off of experience, off of proven history. I'm confident that I know how to put out a good record, that I'll make a good record because I've made a dozen good records before. That's confidence. Ego is having never touched a beat machine, never wrote a rhyme saying, I can make a record like these fools.
I can do that.
That's nothing.
I can do that.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. That's arrogance. That's your ego. But we want to be confident. And it's okay to be ignorant. It's just some people, they have so much pride that they can never learn to admit it. And because they can never to learn that they don't know shit, they never open the door to learning these life-changing skills. And it becomes so much safer to just claim and stay where you're at.
Right.
Than to really, really open a door and study and find out like, oh, I don't know. As much as I thought I knew, I don't know 10 times that much.
Yeah, cats would rather be out there freestyling than admit
Yeah.
that they have no idea what they're doing.
Right. And certain things force you to learn, you know. That's why it's always good to have certain technical challenges. For me, I don't know how everybody else is, you know, like we had mentioned the camera, photography, videography. That was the first thing I kind of picked up after, you know, music, where it was like, I'll never have this mastered.
Right.
There is so much and so many little realms that you can become an expert at that I'll never have them mastered. I might be great at editing, but what about color correction though?
Yeah, like there's people that's their job.
That's it.
That's all they do all day is color correct.
Yeah.
Or they edit, or they do sound design.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they do cinematography. Like that's all they do. Ain't no way we going to be masters trying to do all of it.
No.
There's no possible way.
But we have to admit that we don't know shit before we can even learn any of it. Right? And so my thing was like, I went into photography and that shit. I don't know, man. I would ask guys who had more experience than me a lot of questions. I would study them and how they did things and try to figure out how to apply it to what I was doing. But ignorance is why many people don't want to learn nothing new. And when you see people standing still, oftentimes they're afraid of looking ignorant. That's number 2. Okay, let me see what we got. You know, let's take a break and we'll be right back.
All right.
While I got y'all here, I want to give you a quick reminder that my first 3 books have been repressed and are available again on waitlist.net. Book number 1, Word is Blog, Volume 1. This book is a collection of some of my best blogs and writings online, assembled into book form. Second book is Adventures in Counterculture, The Making of Adventures in Counterculture. This book is about my 2011 album titled Adventures in Counterculture. This book talks about the 4-year period that it took me to make that album, the personal and artistic changes that it took. If you're into some artistic reading, this is for you. And then the third book, which is available again, is What a Night, a book about the worst shows of my career. This book is, as it says, it's a book about the worst shows of my career, but it's actually a pretty funny book. Some stories in here are just tragic or bugged out, but overall, this book will have you cracking up. So if you need some light reading, something that will just make you laugh, and if you've ever wondered what happens on the road with artists, pick up this book. All 3 are available, $10 each. However, you can get all 3 of them for just $25 right now. If you want them signed, please put some instructions in the special instructions box and ask me to sign them, and I'll get them signed before I get them out to you. And I think they might have a checkbox for all 3 that allows you to get them signed. So that's it for now. Back to the show.
Okay. Super Duty. Tough Work. Blueprint. Logic. Most Infamous. Podcast. Planet Earth. Y'all know what's coming. You know, new merch is coming. New shirts is coming.
I'm excited for those.
New book is coming. Announcement next week, I believe. So stay tuned. You know, this is going to be obviously the first place you hear about these new developments. And, you know, we're going to keep it pushing this spring and this summer for all of y'all. You know, we've had Super Duty hoodies.
Yeah.
Never had a Super Duty t-shirt.
Yeah. Get you right for the summer. You know what I'm saying? Get you right.
Let's go. It's coming. So stay tuned next week. And yeah, we're going to get it cracking, man. So we're talking about the fear of the unknown this week and why people are afraid to learn new things. You know, to everybody at home who, you know, you might feel like you're sitting stagnant, or, you know, people are stagnant. They don't want to learn, pick up new things. Your skill set should always be evolving. You know, I never thought that I would have learned the things that I've been learning the last 10, 15 years. Never. I never thought I would have been blogging or writing, then photography and videography and making movies, and then, oh, let me just learn how to fucking sew. And then you got that. And then you got, you know what I mean? It's like all these other things that you learn, but you learn, I mean, shit, in the last year when we started doing the YouTube version of this, I was like, I'm going to learn how to make YouTube thumbnails. And then if y'all, for all of y'all on our YouTube channel,
right,
you see the progressions of your man's YouTube thumbnail game.
Right.
strong. You know what I mean? It's strong. He be coming with it. But it's gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of got me better at graphic design in general. Picking up one little thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could literally do that for other people's YouTube channels if they wanted me to. Hey, man, we know how you do thumbnails. I could do that now because I know how to do it. But, you know, some people are afraid to learn new things. And so we got 2 down. We're going to talk about number 3. Number 3 reason people are afraid to learn new things is leaving the comfort zone. When your money's right,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you got that nice, comfortable bed.
Mm-hmm.
You got a decent whip. You got a girl or girls. You got the guy already.
Yeah.
You got a nice, secure position at your job. You've been there a few years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you're going to make every week. Ain't no guessing. You know, you live in a nice little spot. Once you start getting these things, it's hard to leave, man.
Yeah, you start getting comfortable.
Right. That's what
Comfy.
Yeah. You want to kick your feet up.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you gain the 30 pounds. This is how you put on the 20 real quick.
Yeah, get comfortable.
Because you wasn't gaining no weight when you was fucked up out here.
Right. Because you was hustling.
It's
You was on
starving.
the move.
Yeah.
On the move.
Your ribs was showing. You know? So, you know, as things get better, we get a little bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And as things get better, we get a little more comfortable and we get afraid to leave our comfort zone. Not only is there a physical comfort zone, there is an educational comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, I had one with computer science where I was, you know, a senior systems analyst and I was comfortable. I had a nice job. I was making nice money, you know. Especially at the age I was like, yo, this is good money. I'm comfortable, you know. But that means nothing, you know, if you stay in the same place.
Yeah.
You know, so many of us, we get that first thing of knowledge. We get our degree. All right, let's say we even get our high school. This is how bad it is nowadays. Many people believe that high school is the end of learning. Or they believe that, you know what I'm saying?
With this with the kids now, man.
They're like, I graduated. What else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what else am I supposed to do?
You're
Come
like,
on,
that's
yo.
not the bar. That's the minimum.
Right.
That is the minimum requirement to get a job in the United States of America.
And even you really don't even have to do that.
Right.
You get a better one. You got a better chance of making a little bit of extra money. But
Yeah. It's like that just, but you'll never get the kind of job that will make your life that much better, you know?
Right.
And that's why it's bad to hang your hat on that. But people do that. People go to college and do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They go to college, you know, just think about it. The average graduate from college is 21, 22 years old.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that a 22-year-old knows everything? Will never doesn't have to keep learning because college was this all powerful thing that just teaches you everything about life? That's a fucking joke.
Yeah, like even if you look at being a computer science guy,
Yeah.
there's a reason that you have to get recertified every couple years.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have to continue to learn because things evolve.
Yes.
As teachers, you have to go back and get recertified in certain, you know, studies and certain disciplines because things evolve and change and grow.
Yep.
So there's no freaking way that you have to just, you can afford to just sit there and not learn anything.
Yeah,
in order
man.
to progress at just being a human being.
Yes.
You got to learn some shit because things evolve. That's why our parents, you know, can't use computers and shit. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
Because they didn't learn.
No. This whole COVID thing has kind of really made me discover some things about myself in terms of comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of, you know, I had a whole year that was planned out, but it wasn't nothing that I hadn't done before. I had recorded a record. I was going to release a record. I was going to tour. I was going to come home and do it again, you know, but this kind of shook everything up.
For everybody. Yeah.
Right. So, and the whole year has been the discomfort zone,
Right.
you know, like how uneasy is it? Like how unpredictable are things now?
Right.
And if that's what it is, then what are you doing about it?
Mm-hmm.
And I notice about myself, like I need, even if I'm doing mundane things, I need a couple technical things to put my brain into. It doesn't matter what it is. It's got to be something. At one point, it was, photography, videography, and I still do that. And it's this thing. I was like, yo, I need to get in shape. I'm going to learn how to sew. Just picking up little things that kind of keep, the graphic design thing, that keep you kind of inspired. But there's a certain part of my brain that was getting a little comfortable.
Yeah.
And I had to admit that that's not what it was. And so this whole time, and I don't even know when things are going to get back to normal for us as touring artists. There's talk and there's people starting to tour again, this fall. There'll be some summer tours with festival circuit, but we don't know what's going to happen this fall for sure.
Right.
And I realized early on that I was kind of sitting around waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Like playing it safe because I was comfortable.
Yeah.
But that's the absolute worst thing you can do. Why the fuck are we getting so comfortable? Like it's not good, man. And so now it's like, and then 3-4 months in, I was like, okay, how many fucking things can I pick up during this time?
Mm-hmm. What can I learn?
What can I learn? If I don't have the opportunity to what I normally do, to apply and go out there and exercise the skills I have, how can I maximize this time to learn more shit?
Mm-hmm.
Because if this is the time when everybody is uncomfortable, I might as well do some uncomfortable shit too.
Right.
Right? Like the worst, it made me see like the worst time to do something that makes you uncomfortable is when you're comfortable.
Right. You're already uncomfortable. Might as well lean in.
Lean into it.
Lean into it.
That's been the biggest thing I peeped. I was like, yo, the reason I didn't pick up other stuff before because I was comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just like, well, I'm gonna be uncomfortable anyway. I might as well just learn some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was talking to my homie. I think I said the other day. Like, one of my guys I went to college with. He worked in corporate America and all that shit, and left corporate America, and he drives trucks and shit now. And he loves that shit. Makes mad money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I was chopping up with him the other day, and he was just like, "Yo, the flexibility of it. You're gonna be uncomfortable at the beginning because it's different." He said, "But it might not be because you've been driving around the country anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
last 15 years,
right?
You like a 12-hour drive, a 15-hour drive to you is not like we wake up and drive 4 to 6 hours a day on tour anyway. I was used to.
Yeah.
And he was like, you probably will take to it really easy, and the money is great. He's like, man, you should consider getting your CDLs. He said, our homeboy Mike, he said, I got Mike to get a CDL when I got mine. He said, dude just goes back to work. He keeps it just in case things go bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like in corporate America, he don't even use a CDL. The homie Mike, he said, but he knows he got it. So whenever, like if he ever get laid off or something go bad, just, all right, go get a job.
Yeah. Cause you're an independent contractor anyway.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah. And you can, so I was like, yo, man, I might do that shit just because it's uncomfortable already. If you look up in a year from now and you did all the uncomfortable shit when it was the worst time.
Yeah.
When shit gets comfortable, you're gonna be rocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't gotta change shit because you did all the hard work when times were the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the discomfort though, people are not really ready to leave that comfort zone, and it stops them from learning new things. That's number 3.
Scared.
You're terrified.
Terrified.
Okay, number 4 reason why people are scared to learn new things is time.
Yeah, and this last year, that was not an excuse. That was not an excuse. You could not say it was nobody really that could say, I don't got enough time.
Hell no.
You can't go nowhere. Mm-mm. You can't do nothing. You ain't even going to work. You know what I'm saying? You working from home. Mm-mm. You ain't got no excuse.
Yeah, we not trying to hear that in 2021, bro.
Not in 2020, bro.
Yeah, that shit died last year. Yeah. Like all that, man, I just can't make the time. Shut up. As soon as somebody gets shut up. You got plenty of time. I just can't find to shut your ass up. We got too much time now. That's the problem now. It's the opposite of what it was before. People were paralyzed because they felt they didn't have enough time. Now they're paralyzed because they got too much and they don't know how to manage it.
Yeah, they don't know what to do with it. Listen to last week's episode.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, it's crazy because, no matter what you do, learning requires commitment, right? So like when I would take those sewing classes, it was like, okay, you learn how to make a shirt and it's a 2-week class or 3-week class. I might go 3 hours a day, Tuesdays and Thursdays or something. And it's like 5 classes. It requires time. I would still have homework, you know what I mean? Which could be an hour every other night or something like that, or 2 hours, 2-3 hours a week. But that's time. Yeah. You go to college, it's 4 years.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, you learn a trade, it's a year plus 5 years of apprenticeship, 4 years of apprenticeship. You get paid early, but it's still time.
Yeah.
There's nothing that doesn't require time. People ask me, yo, what's the fastest way to learn how to shoot good video? I said, just go take pictures every day.
Yeah, it ain't no fast way.
No.
I don't understand why cats be looking for the easy way out, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was making beats for 3 or 4 years before I even thought about putting the album out with my production.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like 3 or 4 years of learning how to produce. For those 3 or 4 years, I hardly wrote a rap.
Right.
All I was doing was trying to make beats, learning how to dig for samples, learning my software, all of that. There's no easy way out with this stuff.
Right.
Especially with something new. There's no easy way out.
Yeah. And here's something that y'all got to understand, the people at home. Y'all are listening to two guys in their 40s.
Right. Learning.
Time is different.
Varied. I got family. I got 4 other people I gotta take care of and manage on top of trying to learn my own shit.
When we was y'all age, we was going hard than a motherfucker. We still go hard, but we didn't have families and time and all that shit and mortgages, and we could do what the fuck we wanted to.
Right.
As you get older, your relationship with time changes, man.
Yeah.
'Cause you have less of it, you value it more.
Yeah, you appreciate that time, that 10 minutes of silence that you get.
Come on, bro. And if you're going to learn something, you already know, because you're older, you're starting further behind everyone else.
Right.
So the older you get, the more serious you have to be about spending time to learn new things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think that older people lack the capacity to learn as they get older, but what I think is their relationship with time makes them see it as not so, you know what I'm saying? They're like, where's the risk reward for this?
Yeah, it's more daunting when you get older.
Yeah.
Because you do have more shit to worry about. Like I'm helping my 9-10-year-old nephew learn how to produce. All he does is go to school, do his homework, and produce. That's all he does. Yeah. Because he don't got nothing else to do.
Right.
He don't got no responsibility. He don't got no job. Yeah. He don't got nothing else to do but go to school and get on his phone or get on the computer and, try to make beats. You know what I'm saying? That's all he does.
The life.
Yeah, that's all he does.
And you can't even imagine that. It's so foreign for us.
Right.
Like, we be fighting for time just to make art. We got to fight. We got to move everything around. And then when you young, you just have the time.
Yeah.
You don't
understand.
You don't understand what you got. That's a blessing. Time is a blessing. And the older you get, the more you realize it, man. Time is your most valuable asset. That's why I go hard. People say, man, well, why? I can't believe you took a sewing class and you started off with a dress shirt. You started off with a pair of pants. You more ambitious. I was like, yeah, because I don't have the time.
Yeah, most people start out with a pillow.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Doing a square rectangle. You know what I'm saying? Triangle.
Yeah, my teacher was like, yo, you skipped right past all of that. I said, yeah, I ain't got the time. If I'm going to learn it, I need the challenges that have the biggest lessons in them.
Right.
All the shit that it takes to people who sew the pillows, you know what I mean? 2 years to learn. I need to learn that in 2 months.
Right.
Because I don't got 2 years to be figuring out how to sew a goddamn pillow. No, let me learn how to sew some welt pockets. Let me learn how to put a dart in the back of a dress shirt. Let me know how to make a collar stand. How does interfacing work? All this shit I've learned in fucking 6 months. I didn't get a sewing machine till like October, November.
Yeah.
So like, this is not some shit that's like, I can just sit back and learn at my own pace, because no, my relationship with time has changed my relationship with learning. And as you age, understand that the same thing applies to you. You might not look at education, you might as a good thing, because you might be thinking, I don't have the time to commit to this.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got to ask yourself, what's my relationship with fucking time?
Yeah.
Am I prepared to go super hard? Because if you're prepared to go super hard, you'll be fine.
Yeah. As long as you understand that time is an issue.
Yes.
As long as you understand that this is not going to be an overnight thing. You trying anything new.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand that this is not going to be overnight. You are actually going to have to dedicate time to learn the process, learn the language, understand how to do it. Then you'll be perfectly fine. But if you go in thinking that, well, I'm going to take the shortcut. There's no shortcuts in learning anything. Not being efficient at it. There's no way.
No, ain't no shortcuts, man. And you, because people value their time as they get older, they can go harder, you know? And so if you're younger and you're listening to this, take our word for it. You know, listen to your uncles, man. We trying to put you up on game. We not trying to discourage you from learning. We actually want you to learn more, but we want you to understand the opportunity you had, right? Like I started learning production right out of college, last year college. I started at 21 years old. I got my first, sampler, put out my first record 2 years later, year and a half later. But that's all I did.
Right.
I worked. I came over work and I made beats. That's all we would do. I didn't have no real hobbies. That's it. And so I expect the same thing from those who had the time. And, don't let the lack of time discourage you. Like, try to find ways to manage it better. As my man said, look at last week's episode. You know what I'm saying? Time is very important to learn how to manage, man. The better you manage it, the more you can make it work for you. So that's number 4. Number 5 reason people are afraid to learn new things is money.
It's always an excuse. Always an excuse. Well, it costs this to
Well, they
not in today's world.
Right. YouTube University.
Come on.
Libraries. Everything I learned about videography, I learned from library books and YouTube. Like
me too.
There were definitely things like one of the first books I really checked out from the library was like a book on video editing. And then my second was like on color correction. And these were free books.
Yeah.
There was no reference to these. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money, but I was learning, and those were free. But even let's say you do have to spend money. The reason you spend money on your education is so you can save time. You don't just spend money to spend money. There's always a trade-off. Those who have time but no money lend their time. Those who have money but not enough time spend their money. You have to spend one or the other. Sometimes both if you want to learn. But you have to spend something.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So like I look at what I've spent. I mean, you've seen all the camera gear I got over here, man. I got a lot. I give you some. I gave some lights to you and your son.
Yep.
I got shit over here. But everything I bought was for a reason. This camera I'm shooting now, this is like my 5th or 6th camera. Maybe my 8th or 9th if I count the GoPros. I got 5 GoPros, 3 DSLRs, had a 4th that died. 7, 8 lenses, just thousands of dollars spent. We ain't even talk about production gear,
right?
Systems and computers and software and monitors and plugins, all of this shit just to get in the game, to learn. A lot of it is because when I want to learn something, I want to learn as fast as possible. So I'm willing to spend money.
Right.
Some people don't want to spend the money. That's fine. Spend the time.
Yeah.
But you got to spend something, as we said. So don't let the money discourage you from learning. There are a lot of free resources out there. You know, like
a lot for everything.
For everything. Like I've got, you know, I'm a big advocate of library cards, right? Just from having a library card in Columbus, you know, they've got an app called, for those at home, I'm gonna put you up on game. I can't remember the name of this app. This app is called Overdrive. Overdrive is an app where the Columbus library system plugs into the catalogs of other libraries. You can get free ebooks and audiobooks using this app with your library card. The app's called Overdrive. I use that a lot. When I drive and listen to audiobooks, I'm always getting stuff from the library. You can rent out audiobooks just like you do. You download it to your phone using their app. It expires in a certain amount of days and it just deletes it from your phone.
Crazy.
For free. You don't have to spend no money for that. Same thing for ebooks. They've even got a thing with the library that I've been using for a while where they have, for people in Columbus, Ohio who have library cards, you can actually use LinkedIn's online course platform for free.
Crazy.
They did have lynda.com for free. They just switched over to LinkedIn Learning for free. Nothing but courses on there. Everything for music, anything, music theory, audio engineering, how to mix, how to master, how to record, everything, financial classes, business classes, LinkedIn Learning. It's all free because I got a library card. And so to those who at home, I don't want you to let the lack of money discourage you from trying to learn something. There's a lot of resources out there, man.
Yeah. And I would say, I would add to it also, when you do invest the money, though, you take the learning much more serious.
Say it again.
You know,
say that again. I don't think the people in the back heard. Say it again, man. What was that?
When you invest the money, you take the learning much more serious. You really, you really dedicate the time. You dedicate the resource because, like, yo, I didn't spend X amount of, you know, whatever on this. You know, even if it's $50.
Yeah.
Like I dropped $50 just to learn something. I'm gonna learn this today.
Yeah,
you know?
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna learn this today.
Come on.
So another thing about money is money gives you incentive to take things more seriously.
Ding, ding.
You know,
ding.
like I never have an issue with somebody hitting me back for something if they pay for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
never have an issue, you know, with someone coming through with something if they have to pay for it. You know, but if you do something for free, you know what I'm saying? Cats is wishy-washy on things. But if they got to pay money, then they serious because they don't want to waste their money.
Facts.
So keep that in mind as well. Like, you know, you can have free things, you know, you can do free courses and things like that. But when you pay, you do take the things more serious and you're more likely to use it in order to get that money back.
Real. The realness.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Where?
While I got y'all here, let me remind y'all about a few things we got back in stock on waitlist.net right now. First being the King No Crown movie DVD. This is a double DVD, deluxe DVD. One DVD, first DVD is the movie. Second is all the extra features. That's back in stock. It was out of stock for a while. My movie, this is my first movie. Came out in 2017. Free version, which is the clean versions on YouTube. This is the unedited version, dirty version, I guess, if you will, which is available now on waitlist.net. Other thing, 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists. This book came out about 2 to 3 months ago. So my latest book. This book breaks down the habits, you know, the traits that you see across some of the dopest artists in hip hop. This is my 4th book. And so far, it's been my most successful. Amazing feedback on it. This book is here. If you missed out the first time, you know, it's like $14 on the store plus shipping. We got deals that come with bookmarks with it, free stickers, autographs, all of that stuff on waitlist.net. That's in stock. Other thing, more importantly, we've reissued the Two-Headed Monster vinyl. This vinyl is it was red on the first pressing. This next pressing is yellow. This is just now hitting. So if you haven't got it, head to waitlist.net and get it. Sold out the first time in like
2-3 months. It's doing pretty good this time, but get it if you missed it the first time. It's on yellow vinyl. Comes with a download card. Also being restocked, has been reimpressed, is the Two-Headed Monster vinyl right here. Clear vinyl, Two-Headed Monster album. Same thing. This sold out pretty fast in 2018. So we just repressed it here. But you can get that at waitlist.net. And there's prices, special bundle prices for all of this stuff. Now, what's already been in stock, which you probably already have if you don't, just so you don't know, Kingno Crown. Kingno Crown vinyl. It's red vinyl. Kingno Crown is double vinyl though. 2 pieces of double vinyl. But yeah, that's here. That's the record with Persevere on it. Dope record. Great Ideas Never Dies on this record as well. But that's here. And then the last thing, which some of you may have or may not, is this Vigilante Genesis EP, which is me and Aesop Rock on the production. This is available on vinyl too. But this one is blue vinyl. I ain't gonna open this up just to show you blue vinyl. Trust me, it's blue. But this comes with all the vocal tracks on one side and the instrumentals, which are produced by Aesop Rock on the B side. So that's it. If you got this stuff already, thank you. If you don't, if you want to support, go to waitlist.net. Pick up your copy of any of these things on vinyl, any of the books, the movie. We have apparel as well. And thank you for your time. See y'all soon. Peace.
All right, y'all. We almost done with this, John.
We are back. Almost complete.
Yep. 2 more bullet points and such. If you're on YouTube, let us know your favorite bullet points in the comments. Same for SoundCloud. The gram. Hit us up on Instagram. SuperDuty_tough work. We be on there with the content, bullet points and such. So yeah. Number 6 reason people are afraid of learning new things is failing. Man, look, the funniest thing about like sewing to me is like, I would have great days. I would have days where I came in there and my teacher would be like, wow,
right,
this is perfect, Al. I can't believe you did this on the first try.
Right.
You didn't know anything. And then I'll have days she'll be like, Al, this is bad. We're gonna have to rip this out and do it again.
Yeah, let's just start over. Did you want me to read? You want me to show you again?
Yeah, she'll just be like, Al, come on. Like, come on. Like, she'll look at this thing and look at me and I'll just be like, I know it sucks. I tried, man. I tried. I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Failure. It's a real thing, man. It's a real thing.
Yeah, it is.
And I'll be like, it made me realize, like, I have good days and I have bad days. I don't really have bad days at hip hop.
Right. It's rare.
It's very rare.
The worst thing is you make a whack beat.
Then you turn around and make a good one and delete the whack.
Right.
Just no bad days. If I'm doing it, it's gonna be fire. Man, that shit's not true when you're doing something new, man. The good days are the exception. The bad days are the norm. And a lot of people ain't prepared for that dynamic. That dynamic is not cool at the beginning. You're like, oh man, I suck more than I'm good.
Yeah, is this ever going to get better?
Right. It don't feel like it's ever getting better, man. I would spend classes, in sewing. It's like if you mess something up, you gotta hand rip out all the stitches and do it all again. Taking them all out take like 30 minutes to an hour, whereas like it took 30 seconds to sew that stitch that's gonna cost you. It's painful when you mess up. You're like, oh, this takes me forever. So every time you mess up, you just get mad. Like, oh, sorry, we got to rip this out. Oh, you be pissed because you suck. But it's part of it. Yeah. Like we spoke about with ignorance, you have to accept that you're going to be ignorant when you go into a new field or a new field of study. You have to accept that you're going to fail when you start learning something new. It doesn't mean that you won't get good at it. The reason a lot of people quit is because they don't want to go past that stage. They never make it through the failure stage.
Right.
The failure stage is kind of like growing a beard. When it's full, everybody, man, your beard is awesome. But they don't remember the rough stage.
Right.
You know what I mean? When it was just kind of patchy. You know what I mean? It was kind of looking shaky and medium. It looked good when it was low.
Right.
Then when it got big, it was like, it looks great. But the in between, that's the failure stage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to be willing to go through that stage and in order to make it to the other side of the stage. But a lot of people, I'm not sure if they even want to admit that stage admits due to ego.
Right.
It does. It's like, hey, man, I'm going to be failing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it. And
you're not perfect. You learning something new. It's not going to be perfect.
No, man. It's okay. You're going to mess some things up, man. And so my advice, man, just stick with it. If you can make it through that failure stage where you fail more than you succeed, eventually it's going to turn around as long as you stay at it and you stay consistent. But that's number 6. Number 7, this is just an add on to number 6. But the number 7 reason people are afraid to learn new things is embarrassment.
Right. Right.
Being the worst at something is kind of embarrassing. You know?
Especially if you used to be the best.
Yeah, like I'm the man. No, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Not over here.
Not here.
No one knows you. You know, and so your L's feel a little bad. I've realized that, like, I didn't realize this during sewing as much, but there was another guy who we were doing a class together, right? And he and I were the only guys doing his class, and he is a better sewer than me.
Mm-hmm.
I notice, but one little thing I notice is like he takes failing way harder than me.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right? Like we're both the same level in terms of our experience. Like I look at stuff he does and it's done. I'm like, wow, that's really good. You know, I was like, man, he killed that, you know? And I look at mine, like we had this thing on his jacket and like he came in every day after the class and worked with the other teacher. And man, it was time to show our jackets. Man, he came in and his jacket was fire.
Mm.
Mine was, except my right sleeve was not even attached. I walked in there with a one-arm jacket. But I wasn't embarrassed. I was like, hey man, it was a rough night. Just look at the left side, teach. Don't look at the right. The shoulder seam is not connected. It's just hanging on with safety pins. And the sleeve itself is backwards.
Wow.
So it looks like I got 2 right sleeves on because it's inverted out that way. I don't know what happened. They were like, oh, you made 2 of this. They could figure it out. They were like, oh, you cut the pattern wrong. So you had 2 of the same sleeves. So when you sewed, that's why you couldn't figure out how to switch it and make it right, because you had the actual pieces were wrong. I was like, okay, cool. I couldn't get it to fit. But when I looked at him and the mistakes he made, he was just like, he didn't have like this like childish, whatever, you know, I'll get it next. And he took it hard. Like very serious about like not getting it right, you know, and that's fine to be a perfectionist, but I think there's something to be said about being okay with, you know, failing and the embarrassment that comes with not getting something right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to personalize all your failures and your embarrassment when you're new at something.
Right.
You know, and that feeling of embarrassment is okay, man. You look back on it and you'll be like, man, I remember when I walked up in there with 2 right sleeves. Mm-hmm. Like, dog, I got this sewing story, man. This is the funniest story. My teacher, she'd be laughing at me about this all the time. So when I was making my shirt, right, we go in there and you make the body of the shirt first. So you got the front panel, back panel, all your buttons, your collar, and then you attach your sleeves. But before you attach your sleeves, there are 4 different pieces of cloth. So for 2 weeks, I'm walking around with 18 pieces. And as every week, it gets a little less. We go to work on it one day. I get home. I'm just like, yo, where are my sleeves? I'm in a panic. I call my teacher. I text her and I email. I say, yo, Gail, can you check the studio? I think I left my sleeves up there. She's like, all right. She calling the other teachers up there. I'm in a panic. I'm running around the house trying to find my sleeves. My sleeves are on the shirt.
What do you mean they're on the shirt?
They are attached. Like this sleeve is on the shirt.
Uh-huh.
It's literally connected to the shirt.
So you just didn't realize.
Did not realize what was going on. Did not understand that, hey, eventually all these little pieces turn into things and are on the shirt. Because remember, you're building it one piece at a time.
Right.
So you got 2 front panels, you got 2 back panels, you got each 5, 6 pieces for your collar, you got your collar things, you got your, you know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, I literally didn't have. And so like she realized it. As soon as I got to class the next day, she was roasting me, boy. She was letting me have it. She told everybody. Al thought he forgot his sleeves and they're attached to the shirt. I was like, oh, I knew y'all was going to let me have it. I was hoping y'all forgot about that last night. Oh, nah. They was roasting my ass for that. You can't imagine getting roasted by a bunch of women who are like 70. You know what I mean? Forgetting to attach the sleeves to your shirt. You attached them, you forgot. Because I just had this one giant cloth, and it wasn't like the shirt was on a hanger. It was just folded, and I didn't see my sleeves in my little bag. I'm like, yo, if I lose these sleeves, I'm gonna have to start all over again. Right on the shirt. I say all that to say this, like embarrassment. It's okay. It's okay, man. If you are too afraid to be embarrassed, you're never gonna try something new. Because I know when I posted that shirt, that picture of my shirt, my finished shirt, people was like, damn, I can't believe you made that.
Right.
They didn't know the story of me losing my sleeves.
Right.
You know, yeah. That's number 7. And that's it for this week. You know, let me read them back. Why people are scared to learn new things. Number 1, hierarchy. Number 2, ignorance. Number 3, leaving their comfort zone. Number 4, time. Number 5, money. Number 6, failing. And number 7, embarrassment.
Word.
If you at home and you are thinking about learning something new and you have like a little voice or something that just keeps making you put it off and you can't figure out why, listen to these reasons and see if one or more of these apply to you. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be the thing that's holding you back from, you know, doing what's necessary to learn and keep evolving and to, you know, make your life better. The more you learn, hey, typically the more you earn. But, you know, get on it, man.
Yeah, get on it.
So that's it for this week. And we will see y'all next week. Peace. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud. Peace.
Shoot, I got styles already that's more complex that nobody know about. I mean, super duty tough work.